Hello everyone, in this video I'll be giving some updates on Baldur's Gate 3 console mod releases, as I've been asked a bunch about this, so I went in and did my research just to see if I could get some answers on when we'll get ourselves a console mod drop next. And as some people know, there was holidays over the last couple weeks, so whenever those holidays come around, you know, people have time off of work. So Larian Studios, they actually were off for holidays, and very much deserved holidays. So obviously with things like that happening, there was no console mods over the last couple weeks, but unfortunately there's actually quite a few people that are very upset, and I just want to show off some different places I looked through to get some information regarding all of this and just kind of talk about the thoughts on what's coming next for console modding in Baldur's Gate 3. I do think that we will likely get something here soon, but when is the question, because there's so many things that come into play here. If you've ever worked a job and had a holiday break, and you know, when you come back from work, there's always all sorts of things running amok. So there's a lot to obviously kind of group together and get sorted out first as console mods start to pick back up. But I looked into some things here. So into the Larian Studios Baldur's Gate 3 forums, which is a very toxic place. Just want to put that out there. I'm not sure if you've ever been on here, but yeah, people do get quite aggressive. And that's not on Larian. Obviously, a lot of communities actually now stick on Discord because forums have just historically begun pretty toxic in terms of the you know, the users that use them. There is moderators, like I just want to share the Red Queen here. They're working hard on this because there's actually a lot of people that are very upset over this. So they just explained that a lot of companies wind down over the holiday fortnight, so the last couple weeks, and then get back to normal on Monday, January 6th, with this today. So that's likely the day that most will be returning to work. No insider info, obviously, because that's just kind of general knowledge. But yeah, there's some people being like, this is a process that could be easily automated. And I just want to make a little note here that I've gotten a lot of comments in the past with people being like, why don't they just release mods? They have to test them. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I've talked about it quite a bit, just because you do have to test mods before they get released, because it's going to, like, people freaked out when one of the mods, the shotgun mod, got released and it was crashing on PlayStation 5. So yeah, they got to prevent that from happening, which console modding is just a very difficult thing to get done right. That's why not a lot of games do console mods, and it's mostly just a PC thing. But yeah, there's a lot of people that just assume that the console modding process is just a, you know, they look at it, okay, approved, but they actually do have to test it through a variety of different situations. So it's just one thing I want to touch on. But there's a lot of people also asking about the race mods. If this is the future console modding in Baldur's Gate 3, the console players may as well give up. I don't think that that's a good mentality to have, having 2 weeks off for vacations. But yeah, this is the first Monday back after the holiday break. There's a lot of people that were just upset and saying, just wait, is borderline mocking. You just gotta wait, unfortunately. This was a rough, I feel bad for the moderators on here. Another page of someone just being upset. This is a joke from them from the start. Basically told console players, wow, you had hope. This obviously got shut down because it was the same conversation as another forum post. So you can see the forums are pretty rough with just the negative discourse around this. And I just think it's wild because, again, no real other games have this much console modding going on and approval and testing to make sure that there's no crashes. If you've ever console modded on like Skyrim or Fallout, especially on PlayStation, you'll know that that was not smooth at all. Your game would crash 100 times. You'd have to change your mod load order, and there'd be so many issues that would pop up with that. So obviously, Larian's doing a great job, I think, but there's obviously some people out there that are just upset about this all. So race mod issue, that's still a thing, and I'll address that a little bit later in the video. But there's yeah, unfortunately, the race mods are causing crashes on console, so they're working to get that fixed. This is a Larian Studios community manager here giving an update, so shout out to Salo there for that. But I just thought also this meme was pretty funny. Going on to Larian forums, be like, this is for sure the most toxic negative forum to exist ever, period. This place is so different, man. I always heard it was a Wild West on here, but man, this is insane. It's just a funny meme about, you know, Jelly Roll and talking about the Larian Studios forums because it's rough. Discord is really the place to be when it comes to discussions around here. A lot of these actually aren't too active. Like, of all of these, this is like, these last 5 are the only ones in the console that's been updated this year in 2025. So not a lot of forum posts got updated. However, Discord is really the place to be when it comes to forums and discussions. But unfortunately, on Discord as well, there's still some negative people there. So looking into the Discord here, so someone even just asking if you can approve more console mods, and no one here knows when they're next going to be approved. I have some theories which I'll get to. I just wanted to show off some of the conversations that are being had about this, because I've looked everywhere for information on this. But you're going to see a lot of people just saying, you know, you got to wait for them. And there's a pinned sticky message which I'll get onto here in just a second. People just can't read when it comes to those things, obviously. But what it's looking like is we will hopefully be getting console mods here. So this is the tabs post, and from the Larian community management team, we'll be winding down on mod creation for consoles during the holidays, which will resume as normal once we return refreshed shortly into the new year. If you're unsure on the process involved in bringing mods to console and the guidelines we must follow, you can check out our latest video here. So I'll kind of link this. I've showed this off in a couple other videos, but yeah, there is a process. But from that Discord message, it does sound like we will get something here soon. I don't think we will get anything in the next couple days. They obviously are returning refreshed, but also there's, as I mentioned previously, there's a lot to kind of get back together when you come back from holiday break, especially if it's been a 2-week break. Like, just making sure that you get your computer systems all up and running, and just working on the next steps. Obviously, Larian Studios is not just working on Baldur's Gate 3. If they had everyone on deck, there obviously would have a lot more. They're working on their next game as well. So that is something else on the tables, but they do have a team working on console mods. So that's something. But just, yeah, we're going to be seeing those here soon. But when it comes to console mods, there is a process that has to be followed here, and they have to make sure that obviously they can work on like your Xbox and whatnot. So whenever you're playing, it has to be something that's going to work, because mods don't always play nice with PlayStation and Xbox. So whenever someone releases their mods, they have to mark it for console testing first, and then Larian goes in and tests the mods out, and has to make sure that it follows their guidelines. You can read about their guidelines on Mod.io's website, but yeah, I can't add or modify certain things. But you can change a lot of different things like races, classes, a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, then once it gets tested, they have to go through, and then they can approve it for Xbox or PlayStation, and then it'll get sent forward for the console. So yeah, you can see there, if they approve it, it'll get sent out to console. So Romanceable Kuatoa mod. We got not really a clear answer on when they're going to release console mods again, but my guess is we may get a drop Friday. I feel like Friday would be the earliest that we'll see console mods get released. I'm hopeful that maybe I'm wrong, we'll get something sooner, but I think Friday at the very earliest would be something, maybe a small drop, because again, they just have to get back into things after the holiday and resume testing. But I feel like potentially next week will be whenever we start to see console mods coming back into releases. So I'll obviously be posting those the moment that they come out, once they finalize, I guess, because sometimes they'll release them earlier in the day and have like a trickle feed, and I want to make sure my video encompasses all of them. So I always post them whenever the full release is out. But yeah, some of the mods that I think will potentially be coming here next, like I really like the Tepcoon Sets mod here, the hair collection, which I'm currently using on my tab right here. It's got this nice two-toned hair color, but this one's really popular and a new mod, but potentially we'll see it here soon. We'll also, a lot of people are looking forward to the race mods whenever that all gets sorted out. There's a bunch of race mods here, like the D&D Expanded, which I think is incredible, giving a bunch of new options, as well as Thunder's race mod, which adds things like the Bugbear. You can play as a genie with a mustache, or a dryad, or a woodwode, or even a kobold, a myconid, etc. And the Cosmic Sorcerer, one of my favorite new class mods. I hope that this one will come here soon. And another thing I just wanted to touch on is the Dragon Tamer. I know a lot of people want to see this one, but actually, if you look at, they sent it for console mod approval, and unfortunately there was issues with it. So they had to, the creator, Eulistar here, made some updates to it and resubmitted for console approval. I've been asked about this mod in particular a few times. So Larian does a great job of letting creators know if their mod can't make it its way onto console and what they need to do to correct it. But obviously there's a lot of process involved in testing these mods, so that does come into play as well. So just wanted to make a note on that. But yeah, there's hopefully will be a console mod drop sometime this week. We'll just have to wait and see. If not this week, I feel like next week is an inevitability, as there's a lot of console mods that they could get to. We'll just have to wait and see, though. I'm believing that it'll likely be next week. if not this Friday. So just want to make this video because, again, I was telling people hopefully we'll see something next week when they get back from their holiday break, and they very much deserve this holiday break. I've seen some people saying the most crazy stuff about how Larian needs to be working all around the clock and delivering these console mods and all this other negativity. So I just wanted to spell that as it's just not, it's too toxic. And I think they're doing a good job, even though I know there's a lot of people that wish there was more mods out there. It's, you know, they can only do so much. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.